All his life he had been lying and thieving, stole his brother's birthright. Coming out of the field, starving to death. He said, give me something to eat before I die. Give me something to drink. He said, give me your birthright. Manipulated his way into blessings. He'd been running from God and he'd been living up to his name. One that grabs the thief. In order for him to lead his family, he had to go through Peniel. All the time that he had been leading his family. He had been leading them by his own manner, in his own footsteps. He walked in front of them, leading them wherever he was going to go. But he figured out he couldn't lead them till he got his life right. He sent him across the river. Sometimes the people that you feel obligated to will distract you from your calling. God has called each one of you. He has ordained a purpose for you. He knit you together in your mother's womb. He knew what it was that needed you to do before the very foundation of the earth. But you can't fulfill your calling until you get your life right. After Jacob had wrestled with God, he came back, and you have to watch it. You can read just after this verse of scripture. After he had wrestled with God, he came back, and the first thing he started to do was started setting his house in order. As soon as he got his life straight, the first thing he did was went back to where he lived. The tents that he traveled with, he took his family and he took his belongings and he started setting things up in the order of God. Because all this time he had been trying to lead his family and trying to do the right thing and trying to work on his own accord. But it was all mixed up and backwards. And so when he got back, he had to set his house in order. Some of you tonight in this place are going to get a touch from God. You're going to go to a new level from where you've been. You're going to give your life to God. The first thing you need to do when you walk out of those doors is go set your house in order. Because it's so easy to hear God calling your name at this altar. Then when you get back home, when it's not a loud shout, it's just a whisper. And God's calling your name. It's so easy to forget what you went through here. It's so easy to go back to walking the way you walked before you got to Panama. It's so easy. Whenever you don't set your house in order,